All right, sitting here with Alan Gustafson, crew chief for the number 24 Drive to End Hunger Chevrolet. Did I do that all right?
Yeah, you did it
got the
great.
helmet
We
back
see it
there.
right here. Yes.
I think about your career. Mark Martin,
Yeah.
Jeff Gordon. That's kind of mind-boggling. Two legends, two iconic drivers. Do you pinch yourself?
I do. And then, to even get better, I started with Kyle Busch. So,
And he's right up there with Mark Martin. They're so similar, Kyle Busch and Mark Martin.
well, where are you going there with it?
Yeah,
We're talking about driving ability.
I'm kidding.
Absolutely. And I was huge. I was a huge, and I have to stay true to my roots. Mark Martin fan when I was a kid.
Yeah. The posters on the wall.
The posters
We've heard the
on
stories,
the wall,
absolutely.
and I really, growing up, watched him on Sunday and said, "Hey, that's the guy I want to be. You know, that's how I want to compete. That's how I want to race." So, to work with him, you know, when I was a kid, I never thought about it, and then as my career went on, you know, when it was a possibility, it's like there's no way, you know, Mark's not going to race for that much longer. So that was really, really special. And Jeff is. You know, when it's all said and done, in my opinion, you're gonna look back and say, you know, that guy probably had the greatest stock car career ever. I know Richard Petty has 200 wins and is very, very accomplished, but in the competitive era that Jeff Gordon competed and how well he's competed for such a long period of time at all the different tracks, I just think it's amazing what he's been able to do and what he's done. And he changed the sport, right? You know, he was a guy who came in, and the sport is different because Jeff Gordon's here. So. Absolutely, do I pinch myself and say I am probably one of the luckiest guys on the planet to have worked with both of those guys who are you know, Hall of Fame caliber drivers.
Future Hall of Famers.
Absolutely.
In your, I mean, I know what you're going to say, but is Mark Martin, despite no championships, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
You know my answer to that, and I'm going to be the guy out there with the biggest sign picketing to make sure he gets in there because I can tell you. At 51 or however old he was in 2009, he put it on him, and he showed his ability at 51 years old, which is phenomenal. I mean, that's incredible to compete at that level against guys. You know, they call Jeff an old man. He's 40, right? I mean,
I'm older than Jeff Gordon.
Right. So it's like, you know, Mark to do what he did, and when you're close to him, you realize how good and dedicated he is to this sport. So if he doesn't get in, then nobody should be in.
Something is wrong.
Something's wrong.
Jeff
Absolutely.
Gordon last year, obviously your first year working with Jeff, and you guys were able to win some races. A little bit up and down at the beginning of the year. Was that a factor of a function of just learning each other's style, learning communication, and what he really needed to feel in his race car?
I think so. To be honest with you, I'll probably take the blame for that. I underestimated. I've worked around Jeff for, you know, at that point in time, 11 years. I knew him very well, but I underestimated how much different of characteristics he wanted out of a car than what Mark did.
I see.
And we were still continuing on the path that we had generated with Mark for cars and balances and components, and it just wasn't working. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Jeff just wanted the way he drives his car. There's some fundamental differences, and we had to turn. You know, so you've got this path you're taking, and it's not going to turn in 2 days. So that beginning of the season, you can go back and look at that and evaluate that and say, yeah, that was us making this turn. And when we got the turn, when we made the turn. And you know, probably after Charlotte we did in May, that's what I feel like our team was capable of from there on, and really had some really strong runs and competed and won a lot of races.
Absolutely. And so what are your expectations this year? Do you set goals, like specific goals, or do you just try to take it one race
I do.
at a time?
I mean, I say this when I'm asked this question, is I love this sport, and I love this company, and this is what I'd rather. There's nothing I'd rather be doing in the world, but I do it because I want to win a championship. You know, that's
right.
I want to be champion.
Got to have that on the list.
That's, you know, it's a huge part of it. So yeah, that's where I want to be. That's where I want to get to, and I think we have the team to do it, and we know we have the driver to do it. So That's what we're focused on and trying to do, and that's the ultimate goal. Now, I'd love to win 12 or 13 and win a championship.
Make it 15.
Win
half the season, Alan. Come on.
We'll take 1-9 championship.
We're in the Hendrick Museum. I did see the T-Rex car over there. You can just wheel that right back out.
Well, we were watching. It's funny with this subject, but why I said the 13, because we were sitting yesterday. We had a company lunch, and we're sitting there, and Jeff's sitting next to me. And we're rewatching this video, and it shows clips of Mark in 09. He's like, "How many races did you win?" And I'm like, that season, I'm like 5, and he's like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Well, I mean, it's not 13."
Yeah, seriously. Yeah,
pretty good season, but
13 ain't bad.
Right. So he's obviously won 13 in a year. So. Yeah, that'd be nice to do.
Yeah, you want to win a championship because you want to win a championship, but is there sort of an added sense of responsibility or pressure because it's Jeff Gordon and you want to get him that 5th championship?
There is, but probably not the reason you think. The pressure that I put on myself in that situation is because I think Jeff deserves the 5th championship. I think Jeff deserves to be a champion. Personally, I want to see him as champion. You sit there and you look out, and Tony's a great friend, and I'm a huge fan. But Jeff's the guy I want to see. Jeff's the guy I feel deserves to be holding that trophy, and I want to help contribute to that. So there is some pressure because as you know how good he is. But personally, I want to see him succeed, and I want to be able to contribute to his success.
Was it harder watching Tony win the championship because it was Hendrick equipment, or did that make it easier in some ways?
It makes it easier in some ways, absolutely. I mean, you don't want to lose to anybody, but you kind of run down your list. Like if you lose, it's like, okay, obviously one of your teammates, and then Tony would be next on the list.
Excellent. All right, Alan Gustafson, crew chief for Jeff Gordon, the number 24 drive to N Hugger Chevrolet.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.